new one in and turn the gun over to hit and then come back up, I could just use my trigger finger or my magazine thumb to drop my bolt and go back into the fight a whole lot faster. So that was something that definitely came in handy. Another thing that came in handy for me that I noticed with other people were the ambidextrous safety. Okay, I got safety on both sides, so when I'm on right hand gunning, I can use my thumb. When I'm on left hand gunning, I can use my thumb to drop the safety. Problem that I have for me, and like I said again, this is a review, so I don't mind telling all the bad in me, because nobody's going to be perfect out there. A lot of people make mistakes, and if you know the mistakes, you won't make them. Okay? Let me just wrap my... Alright, one of my biggest mistakes that I was making out there is basically short stroking my safety. I would flip my safety, but I wouldn't flip it enough. It'll feel like it was all the way down into position, but when I went to fire, this is what I was getting. Okay? And so once I realized what I was doing, I slammed that bad boy forward, and that's the sound that I wanted to hear. Okay? But it took a learning curve. Alright? Because I had never had an ambidextrous safety in a real course. I had always used my one side safety because I was only operating with my dominant hand for AR, alright, which was my left side. So I've had courses where I switched, but I had already deactivated safety by the time that I got to this side. This time I was working re-safety, switching over, take safety back off, hit, safety back on, switch. Alright, so it was a necessary need to have an ambidextrous safety. Now, another thing this course taught me is how to slow my butt down. Like I said, I failed the first qual because I slammed my trigger on my handgun hits. I was pop, pop hitting like that, and all it took for you to disqual is to only be on the white portion of the target. Alright, let's say this is the target here. Okay, that's the line. This is your scoring ring, and this is the outer part of the target, which is also considered bad shots. Here's the white part. Okay, if your bullet was in the white, automatic dequal. You had to have 100% of your shots inside the gray area of the target, and at least 45 out of the 50 bullets had to be shot inside the ring. If that was not the case, dequal automatically. You have 4 headshots. If the 4 headshots were not inside the headshot ring, dequal automatically. So, as you can see, it was kind of tough. I'm not gonna give away the firearm qualification because I just don't think you guys need to know that. But the qualification was pretty rough. It shot back at 50 yards all the way up, and I can tell you that your headshot, one of your rifle headshots, was at a pretty good distance. All right. So if you didn't know how to handle your rifle, you definitely would not have made that shot. All right. Magazines. This was a big thing. Let me go off camera really quick and pull them out and show you guys something. All right, this was probably one of the most amazing parts to me. Okay, if you have any of these guys here, okay, I'm not going to talk bad about them completely. I'm just going to say they did not work for me. These are thermal mags. Did not work for me. Okay, I had several malfunctions where these things would not feed. Okay, they would get caught up in the feed ramp and hit my locking lugs every single time, and they would push my bullet back down into my casing. Alright, now, what I did notice is on one of these magazines, if I shot slowly, pow, pow, alright, no problems. But once I got to running the gun and shooting fast like I needed to, they would always lock up and hit the locking lug and not fully seat into my chamber. Now, a lot of people say, well, that could probably be a gas problem. Yeah, that's what I thought. But I started pulling out my good mags, my P mags, which I normally use only for my self-defense stuff. Okay, I would keep these loaded with self-defense rounds because I had 10 thermals that I bought thinking that they were going to be okay. Pulled out the P mags, not one hitch. Mag pull P mags, not one hitch. These bad boys performed to the T. Problem was, I only had 2 of these when I first started the course. Alright, although I had fired those thermals before, I had never fired them rapid fire. I had always used my PMags in previous courses. Alright, so there went my problem. You never go into a course not knowing your freaking equipment. Okay, so what I do, once I got to the point where I figured out thermals wasn't going to work, I found me a local store, and I went in and I bought me a CAA magazine. What is this called? This is a Mag 17. Okay, that's what it's called. That's what it shows on here. Mag 17. With this Mag 17 30 round AR mag, I inserted this rascal, and this rascal right here would give me 21 good shots. 21 good shots, and that the anywhere between the 21st shot and the 24th, 23rd shot, it would always lock up on me. Okay, what do I mean by that? It would actually send me into a double feed. Okay, it was like it was sitting around in there backwards or something. Alright, why? I don't know. Somebody told me my spring pressure wasn't good enough. I pulled the spring out, I stretched it, still had the same problem. So I'm still working through it. I'm not going to say that's a bad mag. I'm just going to say I'm going to pull that spring and see what it does. After that happened, I didn't use this mag anymore. What I did is I just transitioned between my two P mags. Okay? But know your equipment prior to going out. If you just one day buy a darn magazine and put it in your darn rifle and sit it under your bed or something, and you've never practiced with that magazine, and you go to shoot at a bad guy who's shooting at you, you're going to wish that you had checked out your equipment prior to it. Alright? Now, ammo. Ammo's another problem. Had a guy in the class that his gun wouldn't fire steel case ammo. Obviously, he didn't want to listen to me, because I had the same problem a long time ago. With that problem, I found that steel casing ammo in an unclean, unoiled rifle causes a lot of issues. Alright? Once you clean that rifle and oil it really good, it cycles that steel case ammo really good. Alright? The problem with that is people don't want to listen. He kept saying, oh no, it's the ammo, it's the ammo. It's not the ammo. Okay? The ammo fires just like any other ammo. The problem is it expands inside the barrel a little bit more than your average brass casing because it's thinner. Alright? It's the way it's made. It's thinner. It's not as strong as brass casing. Alright? That's why you can't reload steel, because it's made for one-time use because it's so thin. Alright? So it expands as it shoots. And what happens is it gets stuck in an unclean barrel, and the extractor can't extract the darn round out of there. Alright, so he didn't want to listen to me. After we oiled it down really good, it started to perform as described. And again, whatever. Alright, but you learn. Another thing of importance is flashlights. Alright, when we did a night fire course, talking about the what type of flashlight you want to bring to the class. Alright, you had all kind of flashlights, all kind of handhelds, all kind of weapon mounted lights. Let me tell you, the number one most important priority is always put a weapon mounted light on your firearm and on your long gun. Okay? Nothing beats it. Nothing. Alright? Nothing beats it. But you also need to learn how to maneuver your flashlight in your strong hand, support hand, and know what your flashlight does, what type of beam it has, what type of pressure switch it has, how do I manipulate the pressure switches. All these things are important. And my final comment that I'll bid farewell to you guys is this. When you have a night fire course, it is very imperative of you to get yourself a night fire type flashlight. What does that mean, Mr. Turner? Well, if I can find it, I'll tell you what it means. Alright? A night fire flashlight is this right here. If you guys can see that. That is a red light. Find a flashlight or some type of headband light that gives off a red beam or a blue beam or a green beam. Alright? Because when you're out there looking at night, you don't want to be messing up everybody's night vision with your darn white flashlight like this one. Alright? A lot of people out there had all the regular flashlights going, while all the smart people were flashing their red beams. Okay? Or another smart person can do this. What you can do is use somebody else's red beam. But anyhow, guys, the class was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We shot upwards of 2,000 rounds. Some of us shot a little more. Some people reserved some of the ammo because they only brought the recommended, which was 800. But for those of us that brought more ammo, did get to shoot as much as we wanted to. That was a good thing. You never had to stop shooting because every time they would ask, who's done, who's not done. And if you were still shooting, they wouldn't clear the line until you were done. That was a great thing. But again, this class was strictly instructor development for tactical skills. What is tactical skills? It's just doing the basics a little bit differently. Okay? How to use a injured hand, how to use injured hand for rifle, how to use injured hand for pistol, how to load, unload, all that good stuff. Stuff that I already know how to do, but it still was nice to practice it with a student that you could actually see the different techniques that they had, which was a great thing. But that appears like it was it. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them for you. I hope that this video met your needs. It's probably going to come in a 2-part series because I don't know how much time I took up, but you know I love you guys. I like putting out good information. Overall, Tactical Shooter Instructor was a great class. Don't waste your money if, number one, you don't have the ability. You don't know how to shoot. Your skills are not up there. Number two, if it's not relevant for you. There's no point in you coming to this class. It is not an operator course. Alright? You're not going to be able to develop your shooting skill. You're going to be developing your instructor skill. Yes, I got to shoot 2,000 rounds, but if I didn't like a drill the way it went down for me one time, I couldn't rewind and do it again. We had to move on. We did a lot of things. We covered a lot in this class. And with that, I bid you guys farewell. Y'all know y'all have a great one. And hopefully I'll have this DVD out soon. Alright? Y'all have a blessed one. Remember, win the fight at all costs. One thing I forgot to add, guys, is number one, they did not allow me to videotape, so I don't have any videotape portions of the class. Unfortunately, it was strictly prohibited. And number two, at the end of this one, I'm going to have one of the drills that we did perform. Alright, so stay tuned. Here it comes.